So with our AI agency, we just started a couple of months ago. We're able to generate over $21,000 with just 2 of our 5 clients. Now we're starting to switch from Stripe to another payment processors because honestly, Stripe kind of sucks, right? They hold your money and they're very slow to payouts. But in this video, I want to show you guys how we're able to generate so much money with just a small amount of clients. And I want to tell you guys exactly how you should price your services if you want to build a long-lasting agency or if you want to build a software backend as well. So I'm hop into Miro and show you guys exactly how we run our business and the 2 methods you can use to price your services correctly and to grow your agency. All right, so I'm here in Miro in the whiteboard of truth and justice. Love this place. So let's talk about the 2 different types of ways you can actually monetize your clients. Now, there's 2 ways: high ticket and low ticket. Right now, very, very simple, but they're very intricate and there are benefits to both. Some people swear by high ticket, some people swear by low ticket, and it really just depends on the type of business you want to build. So let me explain this to you right now. So basically, if you want to do high ticket, a lot of people recommend high ticket, and we recommend high ticket as well. So the reason why I recommend high ticket is because you don't need that many clients to make a lot of money, right? Now, before we define exactly how to make your clients money, what high ticket is, it's anything that's above $1,000 per month, right? So if you're making $1,000 per month per client, that's considered high ticket. Anything lower than that is low ticket. So this is really good because, one, you don't need that many clients, right? Excuse my writing here. Don't need that many clients, right? You could pretty much build out an entire $10,000 per month business with just 10 clients, which is very, very easy, right? Also, a big thing about high ticket clients is that they're much more high quality, or HQ, right? The thing is, a lot of times when you go for low ticket, yes, you can get clients and it might be easier to close, but the clients you do get are lower ticket because they don't have a lot of money to spend, right? They don't see the value in investing in themselves, and they're a lot less willing to take risk, right? And let me explain to you exactly what it looks like and give you an analogy. So let's say you have one guy here, right? One guy standing here, and he makes, let's just say, 10K per month, right? He owns a roofer, right? Let's say he's a roofer. I love roofers, so let's say he's a roofer. So this roofer makes 10K a month, and this roofer here makes 100K a month, right? So 10 times as much, so 100K a month. So if you sell to these 2 different people, what you're going to realize is that the guy who sells 100 or makes 100K a month, he can afford more, right? So if he can afford more, he's a lot less worried about losing money. So let's say your agency is $1,000 a month, right? If you spend $1,000 a month and you charge this guy $1,000 a month, you're taking away 10% of his entire income. So that's a lot. That's a lot of money. So if he's spending 10% of his income, he's going to think, I need to make this actually work in the return I need this return, right? Now, if you charge this guy 10K or 1K, it's going to be just 1% of his income. So if it's just 1% of his income, that's perfect. He doesn't really care. Like, what you're going to realize is the high ticket clients that you work with are way easier to work with because they're way more patient and they have a lot of money and they understand the value of investing. That's what Alex Hormozi says all the time. He says that when you go into these systems, charge high ticket prices for rich people because they pay better. They're just easier to work with. And it makes sense. You can kind of understand this guy's situation because if he's spending 10% of his income, that's, money he needs to spend on his family, on food, on rent, on things like that. So the risk is way higher for him. So that's why it's a lot easier, in my opinion, to start off with a high ticket, because if you can get a couple of high ticket clients, they'll be a lot easier to work with, they'll be a lot nicer, and they'll be a lot more smooth of a process to move forward. So that's what we do. So our pricing strategy, I'm just going to give it to you guys right now. Now, please don't copy it because it won't work for you if you don't have the correct offer. But our pricing strategy is we charge $2,500 per client, right? Now, this is extremely, extremely high ticket. And it's really good because we have super high ticket clients who understand the process and the value of our service. Now, we separate ourselves by actually doing something that a lot of agency owners don't do, which is flying to our clients in person, right? So we fly to our actual agency clients in person and meet them and shake their hand, no matter where they are in America. Because if we do that, that's really, really good for branding and trust, right? If they see you in person and they see your ad, it's just a level of trust and respect that just trumps everything. So I highly recommend that if you can, fly to your clients in person. But we basically charge $2,500. per month, and we have a certain guarantee to get them a great ROI. So if we make them, let's say $10,000 working with us, and we only charge $2,500 per month, I mean, of course, they're still bringing home $7,500, right? So they're bringing $7,500 per month from our offer. So that's amazing. It's an amazing return, and it's super awesome. And I will say as well, the same skills that you have in high ticket can be used in low ticket and vice versa, right? So let's say you have the skill of bringing in more clients for a roofer. The same thing you do, let's say you run Facebook ads, you're gonna run the same exact ads, whether it's low ticket or high ticket. So you might as well sell high ticket, make more money, and just live better, right? So that's really, really good. Now, let me talk about the cons of high ticket. Now, the cons of high ticket is that you may have a lot of money per client, but if you lose one client, that's a huge hit, right? If you're making 10K per month, right? If you're making 10K per month and you lose 2 clients in 1 month, minus 2, you're going to be at 8,000 per month, which means that you literally lost 20% of your business overnight. And that does happen sometimes. Now, it does depend on the results you bring. That's why results are very important. But sometimes you can lose clients like overnight. Sometimes things happen. They just switch to someone else. And that's a risk that you have to take with high ticket. Whereas low ticket, it's not as risky as that. And I'll show you exactly how. Now, also a thing with high ticket sometimes is that clients, they are high quality, but sometimes clients may have way too high expectations, right? So there's a balance. Sometimes if someone pays you $2,000, $3,000 per month, they expect a lot out of you, and that's totally fair, right? They should expect a lot out of you. But sometimes their expectations are a little over what you actually agreed upon. So it's very important to make sure you have it in the contract exactly what you're going to provide them. Like literally exactly what you provide them is what's going to actually go through. So it's very important. But basically, that's what it comes down to, the pros and cons of high ticket. And let me show you the pros and cons of selling low ticket for your SMMA, right? So the low ticket prices are here. Let me actually go here. So perfect. So there's low ticket. So low ticket is considered anything below. Ooh, I'm terrible with this. This is don't mind the horrible drawings, but you guys get the point. So let's take 1,000. It's below $1,000, right? So anything below $1,000. So I say a really good low ticket price that you guys can start off with is probably like $399 a month, right? $399 a month is a good low ticket if you want to start it that way. Now, here are the pros of low ticket. The pros of low ticket is that it's way easier to sell, right? Way easier to sell because it's less money. That's literally what it comes down to. So you can have a lot more clients close, and it makes it a lot easier, right? Now, the thing is, you may have a lot more clients close, but you'll need to close more clients, if that makes sense. So if I just have one client that I charge, let's say $2,000 as high ticket, I need to do one close to do that, just one close. But if I want to have $2,000 and I want to get to that money with doing low ticket, I need 5 clients. I need 5 clients at $399 a month to get to that same level, right? The simple math, right? So you have to do 5 closes as opposed to 1 close to get the same amount of money. So scaling this is going to be a lot harder and a lot more intricate, right? Now, the thing is, it may be a lot harder and intricate to scale, but a good thing about this system is the fact that this actual income of low ticket is very, very stable, right? It's very stable. Way more stable than, let's say, a high ticket. Let me explain to you exactly why. Let me give you a diagram. So let's say, for example, we charge $399 a month. That's a very low ticket price, and people can really make that, right? That's really someone's light bill or phone bill. So let's say a company, you're working with them, you charge them $399 a month, right? You can consistently charge them over time, and it's usually a retainer model. So even if, let's say, you don't close anybody, let's say you don't close anybody for a month, you're at $399 per month. Even if you don't close anybody, you're still at $399 a month because it's such a low ticket price, right? And they're most likely going to stay. If you charge, let's say, $2,000 per client, right? And you lose one client, you're back all the way down to 0. because it's a lot more likely that you lose a high ticket client because it's just a lot more intricate, a lot more money that they have to spend. So the thing is, when it comes to building a business that's stable, good thing about doing low ticket is you build something called recurring revenue, right? So recurring revenue is that every single month you could pretty much guarantee that a client can stay with you. Now, for me, I have clients that are high ticket and low ticket. Now, my low ticket clients, I charge them anywhere from $99 to $149 a month. And genuinely, guys, I've had them for years, right? I haven't talked to them in like literally 6 months, and I'm just charging their card everywhere because they understand the value, right? And it's super easy to actually get a return when it comes to having a low ticket price as well. So that's the benefit of having low ticket price. So what it comes down to is when you want to grow your AI agency, SMMA, or whatever you want to grow in the agency space, there's two different types of lifestyles you have to understand and figure out when you want to build this. So let's say, for example, if you're the type of person, if you want to scale to, let's say 300,000 per month, which is a crazy number, right? Let's say you want to scale to 300,000 per month, and you just want peace, you want profit, and you want to make sure that this is the only business you're going to focus on, right? You're not going to want to start anything else. You only business you focus on, only business. And if you want to have a huge exit, right? And a lot of people don't talk about this, but when you build your business, you're going to want to plan to exit it, of course. If you want all these things, I suggest go low ticket, right? Because if you want this, it's a lot easier to build recurring revenue and have a tons of clients and have a stronghold of income with low ticket. Now, if you're in a situation where you want to make 300,000 per month, right? 300K, but you want to have a big team, right? You want to have, let's just say, you want to really have make a huge impact, right? You want to also have a business that you can transition into something else, because if you, let's say you want to transition your agency into a coaching program, something like that, if you want to be something like that, like let's say a Charlie Morgan or a Sam Owens or Alex Becker, I suggest going high ticket, 100%, right? Going high ticket is definitely the play. Because the thing is, though, you'll grow a lot faster. It's just a lot easier to grow. And you'll be able to flip this into different types of methods because you have more money and cash flow coming in. Now, ideally, let's say you just want peace and profit. I would say, honestly, the best way to do it is you pretty much get your peace and profit at around 20K per month. That's really what it comes down to. So 20K per month, you can get to that in high ticket within, let's say, a year. Maybe a year and a half. With high ticket, you can get 20K per month. If you do low ticket, you're going to get to 20K per month in, let's say, honestly, maybe 3 years, around there, because low ticket, of course, you have to do so many more sales. So it really just depends on the life you want to live, right? If you want peace and profit and you just want to have a business that runs in the background, awesome, go do low ticket. But if you want something that's more involved, you want to build something great, and you'll still have peace, but you want to be more involved and make a huge impact, high ticket is definitely the play. So with that being said, guys, all in all, let's just figure out the exact perfect pricing you should do for your system. So let's say, for example, you want to do high ticket. I would say the best pricing you should do is about $1,500 per client. It's a little higher than $1,000, but it's not too crazy. And $1,500 per client is possible if you find the right client. Like if you find lawyers, if you find roofers, if you find real estate agents. Now, if you want to do low ticket, I would say low ticket, the best way to do low ticket, you can start off at like $199 a month, right? That is a no-brainer sale. You can pretty much sell anyone for $199 a month. That's really not that hard. And I have clients who are car detailers that work for me or work with me. I have clients who are med spas that work with me, and they just pay $199 a month, and that's it. That's literally it. Very simple, very peaceful, and the profit margin is a lot higher, but you're just going to need to grow that a lot more. So it just depends on what you want to build and the lifestyle you want in that case, right? So that's basically how it is on that end. Now, if you guys want to figure out exactly how to price it correctly and you want us to break down and speak to you directly to see how we can help you grow your agency, then click the link below, hop on a call with us, and we'll figure out exactly how we can help you grow your SMMA. All right, guys, I hope you got a lot of value from this. Like I said, I love making these videos, so I'll see you guys in the next video.